Pitch to White. Tried to check his swing. One around. 0-2. Gets checked with a first base umpire Kaiser, who said yes, he committed. So 1-2 to White. Detroit over Texas 3-1. Jason Thompson and Steve Kemp hit home runs. The game winner by Kemp is 19th. Thompson hit his 11th. Wilcox the winner 8-5. Kern took the loss 10-3. And they're 0-0 in the second game after an inning and a half. Racich pitching for Texas. Billingham for the Tigers. Pitch is taken for a ball. They've already got a protest underway at Baltimore. Weavers protested the game with Milwaukee. They're 0-0 after an inning and a half. Caldwell was relieved in the first by Slayton for the Brewers. Scott McGregor going for the Orioles. Here's the pitch to White. The count goes full 3-2. An inning and a half at Boston. Clyde against Torres. It was 0-0, but now Jim Rice has homered in the second inning with nobody on his 28th to give Boston at least a 1-0 lead. White is out on strikes. Foul tipped it into the middle of Cerrone.
You're going to see right here, Frank just swung right through it. Looked like a slider.
Hitter number 11, Hal McRae.
That is the first strikeout for Tom Underwood. Hal McRae homered to right center field his last time up. This one hit down the right field line. Baylor on the run. The ball will be in the seats. Strike one to Hal McRae. Chicago got 3 in the first at New York. Baumgarten against Hood. Ken Clay relieved Hood in the first. No home runs reported. Later tonight, it's California at Oakland and Minnesota at Seattle. One out and nobody on. A 2-2 ball game. 6th inning. This one moving right along.
Well, there's still hope. We could play some long ones.
Pitch taken inside a fastball. One out, nobody on base. The pitch to McRae at a high fly ball center field. Rick Bossetti now comes in. The wind playing cricket 2 with the ball. 2 men out. Matt goes back to the dugout. And Otis will be the batter. Amos is twice grounded out. Off day tomorrow. Then Gura, a left-hander against Huffman, a right-hander. To wrap up the series, we'll have the telecast on the Royals Network beginning at 6:30 Thursday night. And it's home to face Detroit in a brief 4-game weekend series. Big doubleheader on Friday night. Pitch inside. One and nothing to Amos Otis. Pitch a little low. 2-0.
This is the pitch right here Amos is going to try to sit on. If he throws it away, Amos can hit the ball the other way and hit it out of the ballpark to right field.
Ball 3. The 3-0 from Tom Underwood. Strike call. Underwood doesn't take too much time out there. He doesn't mess around.
No, he certainly doesn't, you know, and that's why this game is going along as quick as it is, because Spudorf, Paul does not take too much time out there either.
Here's the 3-1. Ball 4, he walked him. That is the first walk issued by Tommy Underwood. Otis at first base with 2 men out for George Brett. Brett an infield single in the second, then flying out to the left fielder Velez in the fourth. Toronto got 2 in the first. Royals came back with 2 on McRae's homer after White had reached on a bunt single with 2 men out in the third. This one bounced foul. 1 strike to George Brett.
When we got to the ballpark today, George had former Kansas City quarterback Tony Adams, who is playing here for Toronto in the clubhouse, and was out chatting with a lot of the players and visiting. So all the boys are going to go out to the game tomorrow night.
See the Argonauts and the Tiger Cats go at it. Strike on the outside part of the plate. 0-2 to George Brett. Outfield plays George about straight away. Otis will lead, 2 men out. Mayberry holding with it. Otis bluffs going. Pitch is taken for a ball outside and low.
Well, this is a situation where Amos should try to run and steal a base. 1 ball, 2 strikes. You have George in the hole. Should probably try to get a good jump and steal a base.
Here's the pitch to him and a ground ball out to the second baseman. Gomez one-hands it and throws to first. That's all for the Royals in the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors with a man left. We go to the bottom of the 6th, tied at 2-2.
The key chosen by Dr. Hilliard did not fit the Honda. He will, however, receive a Dominion gift certificate for $25 worth of groceries at the next Dominion family game on Tuesday, August 28th. A lucky fan seated in the Dominion bullpen will choose one of 9 keys. Plan on joining the Blue Jays and the folks from Dominion. You just might be a winner. Leading off the 6th for the Blue Jays, the right fielder, number 1, Bob Baylor.
Splittorff offers to Bob Baylor and a ground ball to third baseman George Brett. Over to first base for the out. So Baylor retired here in the 6th inning. Baylor's now 0 for 3. This copyrighted telecast is authorized under rights granted by the Kansas City Royals solely for the entertainment of our viewing audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, or other use of the descriptions and accounts of this game without the written consent of the Kansas City Royals and KBMA-TV is prohibited. The announcers for this telecast are employed and compensated by KBMA-TV with the approval of the Kansas City Royals. 1 down and Howell up. Roy has singled and scored and lined out to the shortstop Patek. Line smash through the right side. A base hit. A low liner. Bounce between Scott and White. Scott bluffs putting a tag on Howell as Roy made a short turn.
Yep.
That is base hit number 5 for the Blue Jays. Underwood has limited the Royals to 3 hits, and they haven't had a hit since back in the 3rd inning. Up comes Carty. Foul back over the screen. 1 out and Bob Baylor at first base. 2-2 ball game. George Scott, or rather Howell. Baylor made the first out. Strike in the inside corner.
Well, once again, Paul is out front. No balls, 2 strikes. Last time Rico line, well, he grounded out to third base.
Speed breaking ball outside. Tossed a soft curve up there. Carty will be followed by Velez. Infield looking for the double play ground ball. Bouncing ball. George Brett will have to go to first base. The throw pulls Scott off, and then George reaches back and gets the bag to retire Carty as Howell takes second on the play.
Right here, George is going to, ball's not hit that hard. He had to go back on the ball. He really didn't plant and take a step and throw. He had some time and he pulled George off. And see George scuffles back to backpedal and tag the bag. Oh, partner, we've seen some stuff this series, haven't we?
Scotty had a little trouble finding that bag. Here's Velez, man in scoring position, 2 outs. Otto is singled and struck out. Breaking ball inside for ball 1. He has been Splittorf's lone strikeout victim. Otto singled home a run back in the first. Howell, who's at second, is 2 for 3 in the ball game. The off-speed pitch to breaking ball, 2-0.
Nice look at Roy Howell down at second base. Bad Leroy Howell.
Splittorf delivers the pitch. Evan has popped up. Frank White gets under it. And that's all for the Blue Jays in the 6th. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. The Jays have stranded 3 after 6. The Royals 2, the Blue Jays 2.
Hey, Ike, I tell you what.
Everything running smooth, Larry? Well, what's wrong? I know, it's really tough. Well, I'm not used to the pace of the game. It's got me. Yeah, that's right.
Leading on the 7th for the Royals, the right fielder.
Look at the crowd here at Exhibition
18,
Stadium.
Al Collins.
They're enjoying a tight ball game. 2-2 as we go to the 7th inning. Al Collins, Darrell Porter, and George Scott against Tom Underwood. Baltimore 2, Milwaukee nothing after 2.5 innings of play. Strike is called. Boston leading on the Jim Rice home run, his 28th, which moves him into a tie for the league lead. 1-0 Boston batting in the 4th. Pitch to Collins is fouled. Ball going to be out of play.
Rice is tied with Kenny Singleton. Is that correct?
Singleton and teammate Freddie Lynn. They all have 28. We're in the bottom of the 2nd in New York. Chicago 3, the Yankees 1. No score on that 2nd game from Detroit, still in the 2nd inning. Tigers won the opener from the Rangers 3-1. Here's the 0-2 to Collins. Breaking ball, and Underwood thought he had it. Looked pretty good from up here.
Oh, it certainly did. Even if it missed, it didn't miss by much.
They're in the 5th at Philadelphia. Phillies 2, Montreal 1. In the 3rd at Cincinnati. Reds in Atlanta, nothing. Here's the pitch.
Boy, I tell you one thing, my eyes aren't that good. I'd have to hack at that baby.
Pitch comes into Collins and bounces off Getz. Chest protector.
I think he called it a foul tip. The way Russ Getz calls balls and strikes, sometimes you don't know if he's signaling if it's a foul tip or what.
You were correct. That's what he signals up here. They changed the count on the board to 1-2. 2nd inning at New York. 2nd game of the doubleheader. Cards and Mets still scoreless. Cards won the opener 9-2, and this afternoon the Cubs beat the Pirates 15-2. Kingman did not hold it. Bouncing ball back to Underwood. Easy play as he retires Collins. And there's 1 out. Only 1 man has reached base in the last 3 1/3 innings. That Otis on a 2-out walk in the 6th. Now Porter comes up. Did you know that there's a whole lineup of Chevy trucks, from the Chevy Blazer to a 2- and 4-wheel drive Love truck, and all built to stay tough too. See them at your Chevy dealers. Porter 0 for 2 is fouled out and lined up. Hit a bullet at Gomez's last time.
Well, I had mentioned earlier that Darrell's been having a little blurriness problems with his one eye there. And apparently he didn't have any problem at the plate the last time as he hit that bullet to Gomez.
Jays with 5 hits. The Royals with just 3 off Tom Underwood. This is to Porter, 1-0. George Scott to be up next. If anybody gets on, Freddie Patek. Check swing grounder to Griffin. To Mayberry for out number 2.
I tell you what, partner, that makes a hitter really, really upset when he, goes up there and he tries to check his swing and he hits a little tapper for an easy out.
Baseman, 0,
and they'd rather go down
Scott.
swinging than make a little check swing like that.
2 away in the inning. George Scott has twice gone out to Rick Bosetti. Set him up against the fence in the 2nd inning. Fastball inside and low. Breaking ball, a slider inside. Underwood has thrown a lot of fastballs.
He certainly has, and he's seemed like he's kept a lot of the hitters off balance, off stride. There's been a lot of jam pitches off the end of the bat.
Moved the ball around pretty well. He catches the outside corner, threading the needle with that pitch after coming in on Scott.
That's right. He came in twice and then went away with him.
And did not give in and give him a heart of the plate pitch with a 2-0 count. So it's 2 balls and a strike. Breaking ball, bounce, Griffin. Big hop, throws to first to get Scott. The Royals go in order in the 7th inning stretch time at Toronto. Toronto 2, the Royals 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your entertainment,
Seventh inning stretch time at Toronto. Ball game tied 2-2, and the Blue Jays send Rick Bosetti up to face Paul Splittorff. Bosetti will be followed by Mayberry and then Cerrone. Rick Bosetti 0 for 2 tonight.
the center fielder, number 22, Rick Bosetti.
Jays with 2 in the 1st. The Royals came back with 2 on the McRae home run in the 3rd, and that's been the scoring tonight. Breaking ball. The Bosetti misses. Splittorff has allowed 19 home runs. He was talking about the home run situation on the bus coming up here the other night. Pitch low and inside. The Royals had enjoyed a victory over Detroit on Sunday, and he's talking with Gura about his home runs and Dennis Leonard, and then they got on Gale about how many he'd given up. And Whitey Herzog said, "Please, boys, you're ruining my afternoon." Here's the pitch. Bouncer to Brett. George comes in and plays it. Fires to Scott. Bosetti's retired for out number 1. Only one man has reached base against Splittorff since the single by Griffin in the 3rd. in the last 4 1/3 innings. Only Howell has reached, and that on a single to right field. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Kansas City Royals television network.
The first baseman, number 10, John Mayberry.
Big John Mayberry's the hitter with 1 out. Mayberry's grounded out to Frank White. Popped out to Freddie Patek. Big guy always dangerous up there. Here's the pitch. Strike on the outside corner. Started him off with a slider. Outfield deep. Cowens is about 5 feet off the warning track in right field. And playing John over toward the line. He jams him with a fastball. It's fouled past the Royals dugout. 0-2 to Mayberry. There's a look at Cowens playing over toward the corner, and notice over toward right center. The 3 men on the right side of the infield. Brett's almost at a shortstop position, but Mayberry pops the ball up, and Patek on that little soft pop fly goes racing over to make the play. Ball died, didn't travel very much. It looked like it was going to be trouble when it left the bat.
That's right. You know, and that's one of the things, you know, they'd rather for John to go ahead and try to hit the other way. So that's why Whitey Herzog puts that Mayberry shift with 3 infielders on the right side.
Cerrone looks at a pitch inside. Had a similar shift on another ex-Royal, Tony Solita, last night. Strike on the inside part of the plate.
You know, I was talking with Tony before the ball game, and he says, you know, I just must have a lot of bad luck. And I'll tell you right after this pitch.
1-1 to Cerrone. Broken bat, ground ball to Brett. George to Scott for the out. In the inning, nothing across for the Blue Jays after 7. It's still 2-2.
We're going to have the game over at about 9:20, but we're going to play extra Canto. Exactly.
Back at Exhibition Stadium, we move to the 8th inning. Lee May is now homered for Baltimore in the 3rd, his 17th. As you see the dancers putting on a show here out in left field. Some attractive young ladies with pom-poms.
You know, I was mentioning about Tony Solita, and Tony, we were talking before the ball game, and he says, you know, Dave, I just got to be unlucky. I've been with 3 ball clubs that had a chance to go on and win the pennant and go into the series, and got traded the last half of the season, late in the season, to different ball clubs. And when he was with Kansas City, they sent him over to the Angels, and the Angels sent him to Montreal. Montreal sent him to Toronto, and Montreal, of course, is battling Pittsburgh in that Eastern Division.
Patek leads off against Underwood. Pitching there, a fastball strike. Good pitching matchup tonight between Splittorff and Underwood. The lefties have allowed 8 hits between them, 5 given up by Splittorff. Patek bounces 1 foul. Freddie's 0 for 2. He's grounded out to Griffin and flied deep to Velez, the left fielder. 0-2 to Freddie Patek. Willie Wilson to follow, and then Frank White. Off day tomorrow, then we'll be on the air at 6:30 Thursday with a final meeting between these two clubs in '79. Larry Gura for the Royals and Phil Huffman for the Blue Jays.
Oh, that
Pitch
got
in
him.
and hits Patek. So hit batsman.
Well, he tried to come inside on 0-2, and you're going to see right here, he's really going to try to come in, and it just got him on the hand.
So the go-ahead run is at first base with nobody out. It is the first time the Royals have had the leadoff man on since George Brett reached an infield single in the second.
I said that just got him on the hand. That got him pretty good.
Though the trainer, Mickey Cobb, doesn't come out to check with him. Wilson's going to sacrifice, bunts the ball, first base side. Mayberry will put the tag on Willie, who backpedals on Big John.
I tell you what, Willie can probably backpedal faster than Big John can go forward.
So a sacrifice bunt, here it is.
See, Willie lays down a nice bunt. He makes John has to come in and feel it. Willie does the right thing. He's going to stop and try to make John make a play. Willie looked like he was a defensive back right there trying to cover Mayberry.
And we get some action down on the Blue Jays bullpen. Tom Buskey, a right-hander, starts throwing. Outfield playing Frank White straight away. Frank with a bunt single in the third, 1 for 3. There's Buskey. Pitch to him, ground ball, third base. Howell checks the runner back and throws over to Mayberry, 2 down. So Patek in scoring position, talking with the second baseman, Louis Gomez. And that will leave it up to McRae, who's furnished the Royals with both of their runs. A homer over the right field fence at the 360 mark, as we watch right-hander Tom Buskey throwing in the bullpen.
Right here, he'll probably feed McRae a lot of breaking pitches.
Starts him off with a breaking ball. Charging the ball, the second baseman Gomez, and the throw to first for the out. Good play by Luis. And the Royals can't do anything in the 8th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left. The Royals have stranded 3. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Still Royals 2, Jays 2.
Fans, the colorful Oakland A's will be here for a 3-game series with the Blue Jays beginning on Monday, August 27th at 1 p.m. The A's and the Blue Jays will go at it at 1 p.m. games on Monday the 27th, Tuesday the 28th, and Wednesday the 29th. Tickets are on sale now and may be purchased at the inside advance ticket windows located behind the home plate to the concourse level.
There goes Christensen out of the bullpen. Yeah, the crafty left-hander. Oh, why did he go? He said, Mongoy, they were joking about it. Mongoy, he said, yeah, Mongoy said, if I can't hold him against the other field, I said, what you doing?
Leading off the 8th for the Blue Jays, the second baseman, number 11, Luis Gomez.
Luis Gomez against Paul Splittorff as we go to the bottom of the 8th, a 2-2 ball game. Royals haven't been able to do a thing with Tom Underwood since the 3rd inning. Here's the pitch. Gomez shortens the bunt, takes a fastball outside, ball 1. And the Jays, who got 3 of their 5 hits off Splittorff, have been able to do a thing with Paul since inning number 1 as Herzog looks on from the dugout along with pitching coach Galen Cisco. Breaking ball in there for a strike as again Gomez shortened the bunt. Louis is 0 for 2. He's popped out to White and popped out to Patek.
This is the guy you want to keep off the base.
Hard hit ball foul. Past Harry Warner coaching over at third. We're in the bottom of the 8th, and they have been playing just an hour and 45 minutes. Outside. Well, Splittorf, who's had bad luck, involved in a 2-2 ball game here.
Well, Paul really hasn't thrown that many pitches, and he's been really kind of sailing pretty good.
Pitch is popped foul and out of play.
So he probably should be relatively strong.
United's fantastic, fabulous flying fares. This summer, United's got lots more going, so call your travel agent and get on some of the best travel deals ever from United. Try to check. They say he got him. Went to Kaiser down at first base, and he said he offered.
Boy, right here, judge for yourself. I tell you, that's a check. That's a check swing right there. He didn't break his wrist, but he did check with Ken Kaiser, and he said he did go around.
Strikeout number 2 for Paul Splittorf. Split hasn't walked anybody tonight. Here's Griffin, who has 2 hits. He has 2, and Howell has 2. The other hit belongs to Velez. Scored a run, popped up. Frank White will get it. 2 men out. And the batter's Baylor.
The right fielder, number 1, Bob
Bob
Baylor.
0 for 3. He's twice flied out and grounded out to the third baseman, George Brett. Breaking ball, a strike in the outside corner. Roy Howell would follow. 2 down, nobody on. Bottom of the 8th, 2-2 ball game. Fastball outside. Both teams have played airless baseball. Royals with 3 hits, the Blue Jays with 5. Royals trying to make it 6 in a row over Toronto. Just outside. 2-1 to Bob Baylor. Royals 9th inning. It'll be Otis, Brett, and Cowens. Inside for ball 3. Splittorf, who hasn't walked anybody, gets behind to Bob Baylor, 3-1.
That's right. You know, and Baylor's been struggling all year. In 1977, he hit .310. 1978, .264.
Smash back through the box into center field, right between Split's legs. A base hit for Bob Baylor. Hit number 6 off Splittorf.
The third baseman, number 13.
Right here, you're going to see it ball. Boom, right through Split's legs. When he followed through, he didn't come all the way through and have his glove down. Went right through his legs.
Willie Mays' 17th home run. It's now Baltimore 3, Milwaukee nothing in the 4th. We're in the bottom of the 5th at Boston. Red Sox still leading the Indians, and David Clyde 1-0 as Mike Therese bids for his 13th. Jim Rice with his 28th homer to make the difference in the ball game. Over to first base, the runner back. In the 3rd at Detroit, second game of the doubleheader, Rangers and Tigers are 0-0 after Detroit won the opener 3-1. Bottom of the 4th at New York, Chicago 3, the Yankees 1. Throw to first again. Baylor goes diving back in there. It's California at Oakland and Minnesota at Seattle. Later starts tonight. Howell steps out. They're in the 4th at New York. Cards and Mets 0-0. Cards won the opener 9-2. Henrik hit his 8th and Scott his 5th. Go to first base again. Baylor back. In the 6th at Philadelphia, Phillies 2, Expos 1. In the 4th at Cincinnati, Atlanta and the Reds are 0-0. Houston's at Los Angeles, San Diego at San Francisco. In other games tonight and this afternoon, the Cubs beat the Pirates 15-2. Breaking ball, low and outside. 1-0 to Leroy Howell, who singled and scored in the 1st and singled in the 6th. He's also lined out to Patek. White playing a deep second base against the left-handed batter. Go to first base. Baylor gets back. 2 men out in the inning. We're in the bottom of the 8th. There's a look at White. Outfield playing Howell. 4 at left. Pretty good gap between Otis in center and Cowens in right. A breaking ball misses, 2-0.
Well,
A lot of right center field open, and there's some room to the line and right. Otis is about a dozen steps toward left center field. Go to first again. Bob Baylor gets back.
Baylor's stolen 7 bases and he's been caught 6 times. He really hasn't been too successful.
Carty waiting on deck. Should Howell get on? Split off with a strikeout and a pop out to start the inning, then a single by Baylor. Now 2-0 to Roy Howell. Fouls it back. Roy a little upset, thought he had the pitch he wanted.
That's right. Well, you know, he had 2 balls and no strikes, and he was sitting on a dead fastball. He got it, but he just couldn't pull the trigger. He was a little late on it. Ball's a little away from him, and he just wished he had that pitch back.
Marty Patton goes to work in the Kansas City bullpen. Pitch to Howell and a fly ball. Left field. Willie Wilson coming in for it. Willie gets there, makes the catch to end the Toronto 8th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors with a man left. Toronto is stranded 4. We go to the 9th, still tied. Royals 2, Blue Jays 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, the attendance for tonight's game is 23,779. The Blue Jays and the Royals, thank you. Tonight's attendance brings the total for the season to 1,001,561. The Blue Jays, thank you. Hitting up the 9th for the Royals, the center fielder, number 26.
Ball game of the 9th inning
Otis.
with Amos Otis to face Underwood, who's given the Royals just 3 base hits. The crowd 23,779 as the Blue Jays go over the 1 million mark tonight. Ground ball, second baseman Gomez backhands, braces, throws to Mayberry for the out at first base.
That was a nice play by Luis Gomez. See the ball's hit up the middle. Odie hit a breaking pitch. He goes over to backhand the ball. Now he's got some time. He plants and makes a good throw as John stretches right there.
The third baseman, number 5,
And they nip
George
Odie by a
Brett.
couple steps.
1 out for George Brett. Brett an infield single in 3 at bats. Cowens will follow if anybody gets on Porter. Underwood bidding for his 5th win. Easy ground ball to Mayberry. Underwood gets over to cover. 2 men are out. 2 ground balls, 2 men out. Royals haven't had a ball out of the infield against Underwood since McRae flat out of the 6th inning to center fielder Rick Bosetti. And looking ahead to the Blue Jay 9th inning, they'll send up Carty, Velez, and
The right
Bosetti
fielder, number
against Paul
18,
Splittorff.
Al Cowens.
Al Cowens tonight 0 for 3s. Line to Bosetti in center, grounded out to the third baseman Howell, and tap back to the pitcher Underwood. Fastball inside, ball 1.
You know, Steve, last night they only had 2 balls hit out of the infield, fly balls, up until the 7th inning.
Cowens with a big swing and a miss at a fastball. Royals 17 hit attack last night, all singles. An unusual statistic.
That's what you call Pete Rosenham to death, boy.
Slider checks his swing. Cerrone appeal. Cowens hardly offered at all. 2-1. Porter would be next if Cowens could get on, but it's a fly ball. Busetti backpedaling and makes the basket catch. The Royals go easily in the 9th, nothing across. So Splittorff will try to hold them and hope we can go to the 10th. After 8.5, Kansas City 2, Toronto 2.
They didn't say why Baltimore was protesting.
Leading off the 9th for the Blue Jays, the designated hitter, number 21, Rico Carty.
Rico Carty stands in against Paul Splittorff. Ball game to the bottom of the 9th. Here's Split's pitch. Breaking ball in there. Strike call. Carty's driven it around with a sacrifice fly and twice grounded out to George Brett. Has a 4-game hitting streak on the line. It's Carty, Velez, and Busetti against Splittorff. Fastball outside, 1-1.
Well, this is a guy you have to be careful with because he can definitely hit you out of the ballpark.
Breaking ball hit deep center field. Otis going back. Has room near the track and makes the catch. Carty made a bid, hitting the ball 390 feet away from the plate for a long out.
Well, he had to reach out after the ball a little bit. Breaking pitch. And he hit it a long way as Odie goes back. And he has it right there. He just had to reach for that ball just a little.
Here's Velez, one of the Jays' hottest hitters. Pitch to him, swing and a miss, and a hard slider. Velez is single in 3 at-bats and an RBI. 1 out, nobody on. Busetti to be next. Ball game at the bottom of the 9th, tied 2-2.
Otto Luciano was going for it then.
Inside.
Those big guys now, all they're thinking about is long ball.
1-1 the count. Here's Splittorff's pitch. Wide for a ball. 2 balls and a strike. If anybody gets on in the inning, Mayberry would come to bat. Splittorff's pitch. Foul to the screen. Count evens 2-2. Paul asked for a new baseball. Paul trying to even his record at 11-11. Outfield deep for Velez. Scott guarding the line at first base. The pitch is inside for ball 3. Infield way back. Brett at deep third base. A couple of strides off the line. White playing back in the outfield turf. Here's the 3-2. Ball 4. He walked him. First walk given up by Splittorff. And the winning run is on as Rick Busetti will come to the plate. No action in the Royals bullpen. They had Patton working in the last inning.
Number 22, Rick Busetti.
Busetti hadn't had the ball out of the infield tonight. He's gone out to White, to Scott, and grounded out to George Brett. Velez will lead off first base. One out, the pitch and a breaking ball inside for ball 1. Outfield shading Busetti just a little bit to left field. John Mayberry to be up next. Scott holding with the runner. Otto Velez. Here's the pitch. Fastball outside.
Ball is trying to keep the ball away, and he's missed both times. And now he's in a situation with 2 balls, no strikes, and this young man's going to be sitting on a fastball, looking for something he can handle, either hit for an extra base hit or a home run.
Now we get action in the bullpen. Dan Quisenberry gets up. The pitch is fouled into the seats to our right.
He did not have a good swing at that pitch. It was away from him.
There's Quisenberry. 2-1 to Busetti. Looking down to Harry Warner, flashing the signs from the third base coaching box. Here's the pitch. Strike is called. Busetti didn't think so.
Well, actually, I think he kind of watched it how Darrell caught the ball. As you see it right here, he caught the ball kind of funny, but it was right there at the knees. Wasn't too low.
So Splittorff's come back with a pair of strikes after getting behind to Busetti, 2-0. Infield double play depth. Breaking ball inside. Porter again appealed to Kaiser.
Paul thought he had that as a strike. He thought he had the pitch.
Now we're going to get a pinch runner on 3-2 as the Blue Jays will bring Velez out of the ball game.
Running for Otto Velez, number 30, J.J. Cannon.
Cannon comes in to run. So J.J. Cannon runs for Otto Velez.
This young man has good speed.
Throw to first base. Cannon gets back.
I'm sure with the count 3-2, he'll be going.
Splittorff from the belt. Another move to first base. Cannon hadn't taken too big of a lead and gets back with ease. One out, last of the ninth, a 2-2 ball game. There's been no scoring since the third. Jays got 2 in the first on 3 singles and a wild pitch. McRae had a 2-run homer for the Royals in the third. Splittorff again to first base, and once more the pinch runner Cannon is back. The payoff, pop foul. Scott coming over. It'll be way up in the seats.
Well, they had him running on the play. And I'm sure they'll send him again as Jackie Moore, the first base coach, is talking to J.J. Cannon.
Splittorff brings the pitch. Foul to the screen. So Busetti fouls off the last 2 pitches on 3-2 count.
You know, Steve, if you notice, when J.J. Cannon's running, it's not like he's going to steal a base. He's waiting to make sure Paul goes home, and then he runs.
Ground ball base hit into left field. Cannon will stop at second base, and now the winning runs in scoring position as Bosetti gets his first base hit of the ball game. Hit number 7 off split arc.
Right here, it tries to go down and in on him, but had a good swing, and George was over protecting the line for an extra base hit. And he hit it between short and third.
The first baseman, number 10.
It brings up John Mayberry. Mayberry, who homered here last night, has a 5-game hitting streak on the line. He's 0 for 3. He's twice gone out to Patek on pop-ups, and he's grounded out to Frank White. Pitch is outside. 1 out in the inning. Cerrone, the on-deck batter. Quisenberry working in the bullpen for the Royals. The pitch, ground ball. Scott has it. Fires to Patek for 1. That's all they can get. Bosetti really went after Patek. Frank White and Spiller broke the cover.
Right there, boy, John hits a bullet. Boy, Scotty makes a nice play, and he gives the ball to Freddie. Now watch Bosetti really go in there. And boy, and I tell you what, that should be interference right there.
Number 9, Rick.
He made no attempt to slide it. He came across the bag, which is against the rules.
Herzog comes out, and he may want Quisenberry to face the right-hand hitting Cerrone. The winning run is at third base. A 2-2 ball game. 2 men out, bottom of the 9th inning. Whitey talking with Splittorff and Porter. Hadn't made a motion to the bullpen yet. Now he looks that way, and he wants Quisenberry. So Quisenberry will come in to face Cerrone with the game on the line. While there's a break in the action, let's pause for these messages. Steve Shannon with Dave Nelson back at Exhibition Stadium as Dan Quisenberry takes his warm-ups. The sinker ball right-hander worked in the ball game last night as the Royals prevailed 16-12, but they finally had to get Quiz in there to end the ball game. He'll face Cerrone. Paul Splittorff pitched 8 2/3 innings of excellent baseball, but he'll get no cigar, and he could be the loser. Runner over at third base, Cannon, and Mayberry at first, both his responsibility. Cannon representing the winning run at third. Split struck out 2, walked 1, gave up no homers, has allowed 2 runs, both earned. And Quisenberry gets the call. Quiz appearing for the 17th time, 1-0, an earned run average of 1.42. 2 saves to his credit in 19 innings. He surrendered 16 hits, 3 runs all earned, has walked 4, struck out 5. Rick Cerrone is 0 for 3. He's flied out and twice grounded out. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball outside. 1-0. At third, J.J. Cannon. Over at first base, Mayberry. Here's the 1-0 from Quisenberry. Sinker grounded into right field, a base hit, and the Blue Jays win it by a score of 3-2. In the ninth for Toronto, 1 run on 2 hits. There are no errors and 2 men left. And the Blue Jays' personal 5-game losing streak to the Royals is snapped as Rick Cerone comes through with a game-winning hit, scoring Cannon from third base. So in the ninth inning, 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 2 men left. As Splittorff is tagged with another loss, he has now won 1 of his last 8 ball games. We'll be back with the totals after these messages.
Test 1, 2.
Where are we looking at? Here. Not here. Oh, right here? Jeez.
Okay. Talk about that.
Okay.
Well, we won't be on camera right away.
You can describe it. Let you see it. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. 3. 2.
Dan Quisenberry offers to Rick Cerone, and the sinker is taken into right field, a ground ball base hit that brings home J.J. Cannon with a winning run, and Toronto prevails by a score of 3-2. Here are the totals in the ball game. For Toronto, 3 runs, 8 hits, no errors, 6 men left on base. For the Royals, 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and 3 men left. The winning pitcher, Tom Underwood, he's now 5-13. Paul Splittorff, another tough luck loss. He is now 10-12. The time of the ball game, 2 hours, and a crowd of 23,779 took Toronto over the million mark for the year. And an excellently pitched ball game by Tom Underwood.
That's right. You know, both pitchers threw an excellent ball game. Tom Underwood, the kid, has been a hard luck pitcher, you know, with the Toronto Blue Jays. They hadn't scored a lot of runs for him, but today they scored just enough, and he was just really tough on the Royals.
Well, Griffin and Howell with singles, then a single by Velez, a wild pitch mixed in, allowed Toronto to get out to a 2-0 lead. And really the only time that Underwood made a mistake was the home run ball to Hal McRae that I think the wind helped Hal out with. He hit the ball to right field at the 360 mark after Frank White had bunted his way on with 2 men out, and that's really the only threat the Royals mounted at all against Tom Underwood tonight.
That's right. You know, he kept the ball down. The one thing he did extremely well was move the ball around. He kept the hitters off balance. And then, you know, we can get back to Paul Splittorff. He walked 1 batter, and that ended up costing him the ball game.
Tough loss as Toronto now snaps a personal 5-game losing streak to the Royals. Royals lead 8-3 in the season series. They're right now 7 games behind the California Angels. The Angels playing later at Oakland tonight. Tomorrow will be an off day for both ball clubs. And then Larry Gurras, 7-8, will take the mound in the finale between these two clubs for the 79 season. Gurras 7-8. He'll be opposed by right-hander Phil Huffman with a mark of 4-12. So the Royals won a slugfest last night, lose a pitching duel tonight, and they've lost some tough ones on this road trip, a couple to Detroit and this one tonight.
That's right. You know, and the thing about it, they couldn't get on track early. You know, this is the thing, and then they get behind. They have to play catch-up ball, but their attack just wasn't there tonight at all.
So the final is 3-2 as Toronto prevails, and we talked about the 8-3 edge that now exists over the Toronto Blue Jays, but it seems like every time we play them that it's a wild ball game, an exciting ball game. We had a 12-10 slugfest up here the first time we were in town, 6-5 last week. They got the early lead. The Royals came battling back. So while it's an 8-3 ball, and that's really all that counts, you know, the wins and the losses, but every game's a tough one.
Boy, I tell you, you're right. And these guys, they battle the Royals
about as well as any ball club. They've come out on the short end of the stick, but they're going to give you a battle. They just don't give up.
Well, a big hit by Cerrone, and he hasn't seen that much of Dan Quisenberry, but he went with that pitch that appeared to be a sinker going away and just stroked it on the ground, went with the pitch and plugged the hole.
Well, Steve, that's what you have to do against a guy like Dan Quisenberry that has a good sinker. You can't try to pull the ball.